Hello everyone and welcome to another game I played on Ptcgo. This time I'm using my Team Plasma deck with Giratina and Absol. So as we see, I lead off with lone Deoxys, but quite a few supporters in hand, which will hopefully help me do something. But my opponent appears to be playing Blastoise Keldeo deck with Mewtwo, which we don't see Mewtwo all that often. He's going to Hypnotoxic Laser, Bicycle, and Juniper. Quite an effective use of supporter, but he did discard a Laser, which you don't normally see in Blastoise Keldeo either, along with Bicycle. He puts down another Keldeo and ends his turn. So I'm already starting off poorly, but I'm going to catch her up Squirtle, use Hypnotoxic Laser. Unfortunately, he does not go to sleep. And then I'm going to end. I don't really get anything all that useful. Ideally, you want to start off with Thundurus or Kyurem, but I started off with neither. So I'm going to Ultra Ball here, I think just for Keldeo to get out of the poison and prevent him from attacking with Mewtwo and potentially one-shotting if he manages to get a turn 2 Blastoise. So my opponent does just that. Rare Candy into Blastoise, and he's going to play an N. Can he hit enough energy to attack? There's already 2 on Keldeo, so 1 more and he can start attacking. He puts down a Veerbank City Gym, and he's going to Ultra Ball, so that means he doesn't have too many energies in hand. But he Bicycles again. Again, he's using Bicycle quite effectively. But he ends his turn, so he doesn't have enough energy to attack yet. I hit Giratina and 2 Plasma Kyurems, so I will hopefully be able to get something useful off this end, so I can start attacking. Looks like I have enough in hand to start doing just that, but I do need to retreat my active. I think I'm definitely going to play that computer search, but I think first I want to play that chorus machine to get a plasma energy onto Black Kyurem and use a computer search to get a float stone onto it. So yep, first I go for the chorus machine, and now I'm going to computer search for a float stone, to get the Keldeo out of the active spot, and begin my attack. And I'll be able to do 50 to the active Blastoise, and I believe 30 to the Keldeo on the bench with energy attached to it. So now my opponent rushes in with Keldeo, and if he has 2 energy to attach, which he probably does, he has a huge hand. Yep, he attaches 2 energy, so he can now knock out Kyurem. But he's not doing that immediately, which means he's playing a supporter, he's playing an item, he's playing Ultra Ball, getting rid of a water energy and something else in the process. Fails the search, it appears, plays a Bicycle and a Super Scoop Up, fails that, and then goes for Chorus. So another chain of Bicycle and supporter this turn, which is proving to be, I guess, quite a neat sub for Tropical Beach, at least as my opponent has played it thus far. And he starts attaching energy onto the bench Keldeo. I think he gets 1. And he knocks out my Kyurem. I have only a laser and a catcher in hand. Can't really do much with this. You can't catch or stall. I guess it's best to just use the laser to try to add damage and make the knockout just a little bit easier. So my opponent will probably rush in, but instead we see another Super Scoop Up, and this time it's a heads. So that means his active Keldeo is healed, and all the energy goes back into his hand, and we see another Keldeo hit the bench. He's going to Skyla, I think, for catcher up Deoxys, use a Hypnotoxic Laser, and begin attaching energy onto his new Keldeo. We see 4 on it so far, 5, so he hits me for 150 and the knockout. So at this point, my opponent's taken 3 prizes. I've taken none. So yeah, it's looking pretty grim. Fortunately, I get an N and him down to 3 to hopefully slow him down and give me a fresh hand of 6. I get a prism off of that and a chorus machine, which I use to get a prism on Deoxys, and I get a frozen city, which is a really good tech against Blastoise Keldeo because it penalizes them for attaching energy, which they tend to do frequently. And I'm just going to promote Deoxys and hit Keldeo for the knockout because Helix Force does 180. And I take my first 2 prizes that way. But my opponent's going to promote Mewtwo and get back 2 energies with energy retrieval, which will be enough for the knockout with the 10 damage I already have on board. So we also see a Super Rod, bringing back a Keldeo, a Squirtle, and a Water Energy. And yep, he knocks me out. So once again, my opponent will take 2 more prizes, and he is down to 1, and I have 4 left. So again, the prospects are not great. Now I'm looking at my hand. I'm just going to play down Keldeo. Don't really have many options. And I'm going to play that blend energy onto Giratina since it's the Psychic, Fire, Grass, Dark. And I'm just going to Juniper the remainder of my hand. I finally hit a Thundurus after all this time in the game. And I hit another Deoxys, so I'm going to play both of them down and just end my turn. I can't do anything else. And hope he doesn't have enough energy in hand to knock me out. But he's going to play Superior Energy Retrieval, discarding 2 things, and getting, looks like 3 energy. So fortunately he wasn't able to get 4, or else he might have been able to catch Giratina or Kyurem up and just go for the knockout there. So he attaches 3 to the active Keldeo, hits my Keldeo for 110. And my turn, I now have Prism Energy to attack with Thundurus. So I'm going to retreat Keldeo, promote Thundurus, and I think I'm going to Chorus this turn. See if I can get anything helpful. I get another Chorus machine. I think I'm going to play it just to burn it. Looks like there's no plasma energy left in deck, so that's pretty good. And I'm going to play that Super Rod just to get Deoxys and Kyurem back into my deck. And I'm going to ride in Knuckle for 40 and get a Plasma Energy, or no, actually a Prism Energy onto my benched Kyurem. So let's see what my opponent does. He's going to attach energies onto his bench Keldeo, 3, but he does take 60 damage in the process thanks to Frozen City, which if anything will help me, it'll be that. He's down to 110 in hit points. I'm going to attach to my bench Plasma Kyurem, and here I'm really debating what to do. I'm in a really precarious situation. If he hits the right card, i.e. a catcher, he can knock me out, but I certainly can't leave Thundurus in the active spot, or else he will knock me out since I only have 60. So I'm going to retreat Thundurus. I think instead of, I guess I just rush in and retreat into Deoxys because I don't have enough energy to withstand any substantive attack, so I'm just going to stall, put up Deoxys to absorb some damage. He hits a Hypnotoxic Laser, and he hits me for 110. So now I definitely need a better strategy. So I'm going to rush in, retreat, and go into Plasma Kyurem and hit my opponent for the knockout here. I can actually do enough damage with Blizzard Burn, hit for 130 and the knockout, and take 2 prizes. So now there's only 2 to go for me and 1 to go for him. He's going to promote Mewtwo to the active and hit me for 100, but it looks like I have the game. I can rush in, retreat, and capture up that Keldeo with a bunch of damage and just be able to use a Blizzard Burn in a consecutive turn. So yep, that's a come from behind victory if I've ever seen one. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more.